Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Flow Podcast. In today's episode, I will talk about a very simple idea. This idea is not new. It is not complicated, but it is very powerful. I will talk about how doing one important thing can change how you learn, how you work, and how you use your time every day. This episode is inspired by a famous book called The One Thing. The author of this book is Gary Keller. In this book, the author asks one clear and very important question. What is the one thing you can do such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? Let me say that again, slowly. What is the one thing that you can do such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? At first, this question looks simple, but when you really think about it, it can completely change how you study, how you plan your day, and how you build your future. In this episode, I will talk about learning, especially English learning. I will talk about how focus helps you practice better, continue longer, and make faster and more stable progress. So now, let us begin with a problem that almost every English learner knows very well. Modern life is very busy. You have work, you have family, you have responsibilities, you have messages, you have your phone. Every day you have many activities. When you try to learn English, you often experience this problem. You open a book, then you check your phone. You start listening to English, then you answer a message. You plan to study for 1 hour, but after 10 minutes your attention is gone. Your body is present, but your mind is somewhere else. Many learners think this is a personal problem. They say, "I am lazy. I have no discipline. I am not serious enough." But the author says something very important. The problem is not laziness. The problem is lack of focus. We live in a world that pushes us to do many things at the same time. We answer emails, we watch videos, we listen to music, we scroll social media, we think about tomorrow, we worry about yesterday. And slowly we begin to believe that doing many things at the same time is good. We call this multitasking. Multitasking means doing many tasks at the same time. But the book shows something very interesting. Multitasking does not make you faster. It actually makes you slower. When you try to do many things at the same time, your brain does not focus deeply. Your brain jumps from one task to another. Each jump costs energy. Each jump costs attention. Each jump reduces quality. Now let us bring this idea to language learning. Imagine you are listening to an English podcast. At the same time, you check messages. You look at social media. You think about work. Are you really listening? No. You hear sounds, but you do not understand deeply. Now imagine another situation. You sit quietly. You close other apps. You put your phone away. You listen carefully. You repeat some sentences. You focus for 20 minutes. Which situation helps you more? Of course, the second one. Not because you studied longer, but because you studied with focus. Gary Keller, the author, says that success does not come from doing many things. It comes from doing the right thing again and again. This is the main idea of the book. Not many things, one important thing. Now let us talk about a very common belief. Many people believe that successful people are very busy. They do many tasks. They work all the time. They answer all messages. They attend many meetings. But when researchers study successful people, they find something very different. Successful people often have one clear priority. They protect their time. They say no to many things. They say yes to one important thing. In language learning, this idea is very powerful. Many learners try to do everything. They study grammar. They learn vocabulary. They practice speaking. They watch movies. They read books. They use apps. They follow many teachers. They start many courses. After some months, they feel tired. Slowly, they stop everything. Why does this happen? Because they had no clear focus. Now imagine another learner. This learner asks one simple question. What is the one thing I should focus on? Maybe the answer is listening. So, for 1 hour, he focuses only on listening. He listens carefully. He repeats sentences. He improves step by step. He does not worry about grammar. He does not worry about writing. He builds one strong skill. After 1 hour, he stops. This learner often progresses faster, not because he does more, but because he does less better. The author explains that time is limited, energy is limited, attention is limited. If you try to use your attention for many goals, each goal receives very little. But if you give your attention to one goal, that goal grows faster. This is like watering plants. If you water 10 plants with 1 cup of water, all plants stay weak. If you water 1 plant with 1 cup of water, that plant grows strong. Now let us talk about goals. Many learners have very big goals. I want to be fluent. I want to speak perfectly. I want to learn 10,000 words. These goals are not wrong, but they are too broad. They are too general. They are too far away. Gary Keller says we must break big goals into one small action. We should not ask, how can I become fluent? We should ask, what is the one small thing I can do today to become more fluent? For example, today I will listen to English for 20 minutes. Today I will learn 5 useful expressions. Today I will speak for 10 minutes. This small focus makes learning real. It makes learning possible. It makes learning part of daily life. Now, let me give you a simple story. 2 learners want to improve speaking. Learner A says, I will practice everything. He studies grammar. He writes essays. He memorizes word lists. But he speaks very little.
After 1 year, his grammar is better, but his speaking is still weak. Learner B says, "My one thing is speaking. Every day he speaks. He talks to himself. He records his voice. He speaks with partners. He makes many mistakes. After 1 year, his grammar is not perfect, but he speaks confidently." The difference is focus. Not talent, not intelligence, just focus. The author also talks about priority. Priority means one thing is most important. He says something very interesting. There is no such thing as many priorities. Let me say that again. There is no such thing as many priorities. There is only one priority. Everything else is secondary. In language learning, this idea is very useful. In different times, your priority changes. At the beginning, your priority may be listening. Later, your priority may be speaking.
Later, your priority may be writing. But at each time, you choose one main focus. This reduces stress. This reduces confusion. This increases progress. Now let us talk about a very common problem. Many learners say, "I have no time." But often, the real problem is not time. The real problem is lack of priority. They spend time on many small things. They check phones. They watch random videos. They open many apps. At the end of the day, time is gone, but no deep learning happened. The author says we must protect time for our one thing. He calls this time blocking. For example, every day from 7 to 7:30, I listen to English. No phone, no messages, no email, only English. This small habit can change your life, because learning becomes part of your schedule, not something you do when you have time, but something you make time for. So the author gives us a very clear message. Success is not about doing everything. Success is about doing the right thing again and again, day after day. Now let us talk about multitasking again. Multitasking means trying to do many things at the same time. For example, you listen to English while checking your phone. You read a text while answering messages. You study while thinking about work. In modern life, multitasking feels normal. Many people believe multitasking saves time, but the author shows something important. Multitasking does not save time. It wastes time. Your brain does not do many things at once. It switches very fast between tasks. Each switch costs energy. Each switch costs attention. After many switches, your mind becomes tired. Your learning becomes weak. Now imagine this example. You listen to English. After 1 minute, you check a message. After 2 minutes, you scroll social media. You are listening, but you are not understanding. Now imagine another situation. You sit quietly for 20 minutes. You close apps. You put your phone away. You listen carefully. You repeat sentences. The time is the same, but the result is very different. Now, before we finish, let us remember one simple message. You do not change your life by doing many things. You change your life by doing one important thing again and again. Thank you for listening to English Flow Podcast. You can leave a comment and tell me what your one thing is. You can also share this episode with a friend who is learning English. Until next time, take care of yourself, protect your focus, and remember, you are not only learning English, you are building your future. Bye for now.